Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for UBoat. As we continue our run here, still on the Type 2A, hopefully not too far into the future we'll be able to get on the Type 2D. I think we've gotten about 15,000 of the 25,000 tons of I guess tonnage, that we need to sink. So I think we're most of the way there, but we just have a little ways to go. Let's go ahead and fast forward past our sub being off duty because of all the reloads and the fuel and stuff that we're putting on there. Discipline's almost capped out. That's good to see. We still got a reputation point. I'm not really sure if I want to spend it just yet. I know there's a few more things we can spend here for the reputation points, and we can take a look at that real quick before we get our orders here. We could request a flotilla change, which I'm okay with the flotilla we got for now. I don't know that we need to do anything with that just yet. We will look at the favors though. Free roam. I don't know if I'm ready for free roam. I'm okay with the assignment thing. With the possibility of seeing officers on missions. I mean, having officers go on missions is kind of a cool deal, I suppose. We only have the officers that that we've got on board right now, so we'd have to recruit us another officer if we're going to do that. I'm going to hold on to this reputation point for just the moment, but we might come back to that and do something with that at some point for sure. Tax cap of flow, mine laying, enigma recovery. Okay, well, yeah, enigma recovery could be interesting, but I'd really like to get this tonnage war done. We're about 14,269 of 25,000. Well, that's one of three. I don't know. Do we have to finish all three of those to get our new boat, or can we just finish the first one? I actually don't know. But this one gets a squill quick loading. Oh, we actually had to finish the second one. All right. Special skill for your skipper. So we're not even we're about I guess not 2/3. We're about 4 or 3/5 of the way through the first one. Then we have to do the second one as well. So we're a decent ways away from getting our new boat. This gets us to skill bullseye. All of your leader officers. I mean, it's interesting. And then we've got the enigma back here. Matter of survival. I don't even know what that is. If one of these gave us a new boat, then I would go for it. But I think we're just going to keep going with the tonnage war. I would really like to work our way up to a new boat at some point. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And these are both tonnage war. Okay, so cool. We're going to go ahead and do these. Could request a new set with our 1 reputation point, but I don't think that's really what we're looking for. I mean, this section could have some ships. This section's probably going to have more ships going up here to Bergen, to be honest. But it's also going to cut into the actual British mainland here. We might just stick with this one. We should be able to find plenty of ships here, I think. All right, got to reach our patrol area. Let me just make sure that we do, in fact, have all of our supplies. Pretty sure that's how I left off at the end of the last episode, but I want to make sure. Food all looks good. Got the supplies. We got the first aid kits, everything like that. Fuel, all good. Torpedoes are all good. Yep, looks like we're good. All right, let's get to our patrol area. Guess I can erase all of those marks from last time. I guess this time, since it's going to be at the bottom anyway, we're just going to go ahead and come here. I guess we'll just cut across this way. Normally I like to go to the far side and work my way backwards just so we are closer to port, but honestly we're never going to be that far away from port here no matter what we do, so this is all good. All right, we're out here. Let's go ahead and go back down to speed 1. Let's go ahead and cruise along here. Oh, we can. Okay, we're not going to do our schedule until we get to the patrol area. Important message. Decided to implement a change in your sign squares for your U-boat. Please head to squares. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm not surprised by that, to be perfectly honest. Although I'm a little surprised by this particular location, but I guess we'll make it work. So I guess we'll still go to here. Guess we'll kind of come down this way. Work our way up. We'll sort of do a little bit of a route. It's not perfect because of the island, the land masses and stuff like that, but we'll make it work. And continue on speed 1, continue at top speed. Oh, free crew specialization points. Is that the, yeah, that's the stuff. I think we're going to hold on to these until we can figure out what our sailors are actually, like which of our sailors will panic during trouble and things like that. I don't think we need to necessarily spend these points right away. I mean, it's good to have, and I definitely want to do it at some point, but we're going to hold on to them for just a little bit longer. All right, we're in our patrol area. Let's go ahead and send the report. We'll go ahead and jump onto our dive schedule. And hopefully find us a boat pretty quickly here. I bet we'll find something in this little band here in the middle. It's not too shallow over here. Should be fine. We have to be a little bit careful along these coastal areas because there is not a lot of depth there for sure. New communication, probably a new thing for us to chase down. AN766, slow speed, northern course, zigzagging, 3-fan miss, 1-2 runner, didn't pursue due to equipment issues. All right, let me write this down. All right, so AN766, slow, northern, we'll just call it, we'll say zigzag over here, just so I know that if we do approach it, we won't be able to necessarily trust its heading if we do find it. And let's see if that's even close to where we're at. 766 is way over here. 766 would be this one right here. And going northern, it's probably going to duck into one of these ports. It would be really challenging for us to reach this, especially since we don't know exactly where it's going. Because it's in this particular quadrant right here, because I know 6 is right there, right? Because it's in this particular quadrant right here, it's only going north because it has to. So once it gets past the edge of the land, it's going to go northwest, northeast. We won't know. And so because of that, it's like if it was down here coming up, we might be able to intercept it around this peninsula. But because it's already at the peninsula and going north, it's about to fan out in any direction. And I don't think we'll be able to chase that down. So we're going to ignore that one. And we will hopefully get one that's going to be a little bit easier for us to chase down here in a bit. Here's another opportunity. No, it's the same one. Or not. Oh, this one's going east. This is a different one. Several widely separated smoke clouds in a square. AN762. Suspected convoy. Eastern course. We don't know the speed. Okay. 762 is up here, going eastern. Now again, it might just be going around the peninsula. We don't know. But it would be much more, see, that's the problem. I just don't know. I'm going to expect that it's not just going straight east. Like, where's it going? It's going to go to Germany. It's going to bring the supplies to us. I don't think so. It's going to be going around this peninsula. But we're kind of over here, so we might have a slightly better chance of it intercepting this one. I think our best bet is to change our course to go here. I don't know. I don't like this. Because the closer we get to England, the more chance we're going to have of running into air cover and things like that. And if I'm just going to cruise around at top speed on the surface, we're going to get spotted and we're going to have some troubles. I think as we get closer to England, we've got to just be more careful. That one is potentially one we could go after, but for right now, I'm just not going to risk it. It's just not worth risking at the moment. I got to stay alive too. If it was a little bit closer where we didn't have to cruise around on the surface as long, maybe. But because I'd have to cruise around on the surface almost the entire way to England, that does not sound like a healthy decision. 763. We're still over there in the 7.6s. So these are guys coming out of England. Speed 9 knots. We actually have an actual speed this time. Of course, this is actually about as... I mean, that's about as good of a report as you're going to get. So 763 would be here. 186 would be... Oh, it's going due south. It's going around the peninsula again. Again, we're going to be stuck. It's going to be jutting out, coming down, going over here. It's not obviously going to stay on a course 186. That doesn't make any sense. In fact, it's probably closer to over this side of things if it's going that particular course, because obviously you don't want to run into land. And then once it gets down here, it's just going to duck into the Port of London or something like that. Again, if we were a little closer, maybe, but we just can't. We can't go after those. So we're gonna ignore that. I love the report though. That was a very detailed report. Low discipline. Wait, why do we have discipline problems? Are they not getting food? Stuff. That's annoying. I did not realize our food had... We have plenty of food, but I guess we don't have the variety here that we're supposed to have. We do not. Well, that's very annoying. Okay, that should help with our discipline problems. Yeah, so it'll be heading back up in the northern direction now, so that's good. Yeah, it's annoying that we I did not realize that we were I wish there was a little bit of a note about, hey, we're low on food, or our food, whatever, our stockpile in the galley has gone down. Crew afflicted with scurvy symptoms, requesting nearby units for urgent provision of fresh vegetables or fruits. Rendezvous at such and such. Well, we do have some fresh fruits. So we can definitely go. In fact, it's really close. So we're going to go ahead and go over here. We'll check this guy out. Should be an easy one for us to get. Colors at 124. Okay. And it went away. Did our guy go to sleep? Where'd our guy? Oh, here he goes. Okay, I was going to say, where's our guy? He should be on there. One, 2, 4 is back behind us a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, it's over here. Man, that must be pretty big distance. Well, let's do this. Let's continue on our path to here because we're very, very close to this guy. Let's drop off our supplies, and then if this guy's still in the area, we can potentially chase him down at that point. AN 766. Slow. Southeastern. So 766 would be right over here again. Southeastern. And then, I mean, again, it could just be going around the peninsula. It could be heading towards us. Let's go deal with our our buddy over here. And then we will make a determination from there. Why can't we fast forward? Oh, it's updating some message over here.
U-Boat, 10 Grad. Herr Kaloin, es handelt sich offenbar um das U-Boot, das in Not geraten ist.
Kurs setzen. Alle Maschinen stoppen.
Make sure we don't run into this thing.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
There we go. Alright. Need fresh vegetables and fruits. We should rendezvous. Yes, we should. Grab, it doesn't really matter. Rieger was welcomed by the skipper of this festival. After a short exchange of courtesy, the skipper got straight to the point, asking about the resources he asked for in the radio messages. Yes, we can give you some food. Reputation plus, wow, that's a pretty big boost to reputation. And we are glad to help. Cool. Well, now we can, let's head back up this direction. We'll see if we can, if we can get a reading on that boat again here in a bit, then we'll start chasing after it more realistically now. We do actually have smoke. Okay. It's now gone. Let's go periscope depth and see if we can get a audible location on this thing.
Herr Kaloy, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
266. Is that the one? Is that our U-boat, buddy? No, this is a new person. 266. Phew, there's actually more than one. Moving away, though. 2 to 3 ships moving away. Well, let's start off with where this thing is at currently. Apparently, we do have an intercept. That doesn't make any sense. Why would we have an intercept at 2 knots?
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Yeah, it's not updated properly. There's no way that, like, we're not getting a proper intercept course here. Oh, no, there we go. Now it's not possible. Okay, it's the same location, just not possible. Okay, we were getting a weird reading. Go full speed here. Does not look like it's still possible. So we don't really know where... Okay, never mind. Now it's saying way up there. Which is it?
Alle Maschinen stopp. Kurs setzen.
I don't think we can catch these guys, but we're gonna, I guess, head that direction on the surface. We'll dive again here in about 20 kilometers, see if we've made any gains at all. I have my doubts though. This seems a little peculiar. Why do we always seem to find ships in the middle of the dark or in the middle of storms? That happens a lot too.
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 340 Grad.
All right, we actually have a intercept in the middle of England.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind
Okay, that sounds like that's going to be fun.
Rundblick eingesteuert.
And then if we stopped here,
Alle Maschinen stopp.
apparently we have now lost it. There we go.
Peilung 30 Grad.
All right, so it is there. It does seem to be heading westward. Okay, we're gonna just plot a course this direction. We're gonna go back to the surface. We're gonna go full speed ahead. We'll close this gap a little bit and see if we've gained any ground on these guys at all.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln. Auf Seerohrtiefe. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Propellers detected.
Geräusch.
15 degrees. So we're definitely chasing something. Oh, now it's gone again.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot
Come back, my friend.
eingesteuert. Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung 15 Grad.
All right, now it's saying we'll intercept it way down there. Okay, well, that's at least a little bit of a more realistic intercept spot. Call this A5 because I'm assuming if I were to stop here,
Alle Maschinen stopp.
we'll get its current location. All right, if that is how far it can get in six, if that's our intercept, if we're going 6 knots, I should say, that's actually about the same distance. That means this thing's probably going about 7 knots, honestly. I don't think it's going that fast. It's going a little bit faster than us. No, that's not true. Our distance is longer, so if we can't even intercept it at 6 knots, that means it's actually going slower than 6 knots. That's a little bit surprising. I'm going to just head over this direction, and we're just going to go back to the surface, and we're going to see if we can
Voraus.
close this gap a little bit more and get a better reading on this thing.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
In theory, if we are going that much faster than it, it should be, if we get cover about half this distance, it should be a little bit north of us.
Auf Seerohrtiefe. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Oh, we've actually detected a freighter.
Auf
Handelsschiff.
Gefechtsstationen.
Peilung
Well, never mind. We've actually straight on detected it.
35
Los
Grad.
geht's, Männer.
Oh, wow, it's
Lasst uns einige Schiffe versenken.
down here's the intercept. Well, that's definitely different.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
I'm actually going to just call this A1 again. We're going to start over our numbering over here.
Kriegsschiff. Peilung 100
And then,
Grad.
oh, there's actually more than one. Well, we could definitely detect the ones in front of us here.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Oh, it's like right here. My whole intercept path was pretty close. It's just, it definitely is a lot closer than we expected because it turned from where we expected it was going to. I mean, how close are we right now? We're within 3,000 kilometers right now, or 3,000 meters right now. That is pretty good. And it's heading this direction. So we're just going to slowly, like, how serious do I want to get with this intercept here? Let's plot a proper intercept here. Let's How fast do we assume this thing's going? If it can cover this distance here, 15 kilometers,
U-Boot, 135 Grad.
there's a U-boat behind us. Okay, that's good. In the time it would take us to cover this distance, it's not going that much faster when we're at 6 knots. I'm assuming it's going to go about 5 knots. Let's go ahead and go.
Langsame Fahrt voran.
Let's go ahead and go full speed here. We're going to go ahead and head for this direction. We already know that's a possible intercept. And that'll at least tell us that this thing's probably going about 5 knots. If we're going 6 knots, and we can intercept it there.
U-Boot, 155 Grad.
No, U-boat. This is mine. Stay away. At what point are we going to get within 2 kilometers? I mean, we're already within 2 kilometers, presumably. Okay, I get that my crew is stressed, but they're just going to have to deal. We're going to go ahead and back away from you. Oh, where is it? You. You guys have some guys assigned that it's not currently using. There we go. And we're going to give it to you for now.
Hier etwas Unterstützung.
Although you're not really my periscope guy. Truth be told, I'd rather this guy be on the periscope. So we're going to actually put ourselves... We're going to put you on the... I don't know. Let's go to the helmsman station for a second. You're going to go to the attack periscope. And then you can probably go back to something. And instead, you're going to have the 2 people.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Alright, I'm going to go take a look, because we should be able to see this thing at this point. It is at 48 degrees. I mean, we know it's out there. Go ahead and turn on the red lights. The ship itself. Oh, there it is. Wow, just turning the red lights on actually made that very visible all of a sudden. Oh, it is dodging away from us pretty fast and heavy here. Good news is we have a pretty good idea of what kind of ship it is, because it is one of these big old towers, because it's got these little things on the back. I mean, the angle is pretty aggressive here. Part of me just wants to surface and deal with it topside, but also part of me was like, I'd really like to just try and sink one. I mean, this is not a very good angle, though. Let me see here. Let's go back to the map. It is at 50 degrees. It's a little bit ahead of us. And we're also going to assume that it is going from here along this course. So if we were to check that angle there, not do that right. We're basically 122.6 degrees right now. So if we're going to do angle on bow, we are on its left-hand side at about 122 degrees.
Aktualisieren. Gegnerlage 1, 2, 2, links.
I mean, if we legitimately have an intercept at 6 knots, and this thing's going like 5.5. Can you even do 5.5? You can do 5.
Unterlagen aktualisieren. Geschwindigkeit 5 Knoten.
And its distance is currently about 1,400. Is my guess. It's all guesstimations based on where we think it's at. We can obviously check it better here in a second.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 1,400 Meter. Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Gegnerlage 1,2,1, Bug links.
All right, let's continue on our current course. We're going to see if we can start closing this gap at all. Because right now we're at 6x, right? Here's a 1.5x. It's pretty far out there. Actually, on that note, we're going to go ahead and let me pause this. We're going to put a cut in there. When we come back, we'll see if we can get a good solution on this guy. I'm going to attempt to shoot it while it's moving, but at the end of the day, we just got to sink it. So even if we have to flag it down, stop it to sink it, then we have to do what we got to do. But I do appreciate you guys watching, and may God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.